Hey everybody, Kyle here. Fake news has been in the media a lot lately. After the dumpster fire that was the last United States federal election, everyone's been talking a lot about fake news as if this is a new thing. But while this has been going on, I've been kind of thinking back to the situations where I've been personally involved in a situation that got picked up by the news, and every single time that's happened, the news has gotten a lot of important details very wrong. So I don't think this meme of fake news is a necessarily new thing. I'd like to give one example. Back when I was still showing with my 3 friends, a reporter for a local newspaper showed up to, throw one of those boring human interest stories, local town, the ones no one reads. They wanted to do one of those on us, so naturally we were excited. So we all scheduled a time to meet the guy in the gallery together. So the 4 of us, got together, headed to the gallery together, and sat down with the reporter, who actually turned out to be the editor for the local newspaper. So we're like, wow, they're sending out the big guns to talk to us. We explained our story of how the 4 of us met in high school, graduated together, and then had each gone off to separate post-secondary opportunities. But we would still meet together several times a year to sort of come back to our home base and have a show on our sort of, local home area. So that was the story we gave. A week later, we open up the newspaper and we see high school students, Kyle Clements, 25, they went through the other names, and at no point did the reporter, who was also the main editor, the person who's responsible for filtering everything to make sure it's getting right, at no point did he realize, why are these high school students in their mid-20s? Why are they all attending university if they're high school students? At no point did that cross his mind. Like, something that you would think would be so just fundamental or so automatic in our society, the realization that you graduate high school at 18, at 24, you're graduating university. But just right over his head, didn't even catch it. And that was when I learned to be really suspect. If you're wondering why the millennials seem to have this rapidly eroding trust of the mainstream media, it's because whenever we have experiences with the mainstream media, we realize just how wrong they get it every time. I've never once seen a situation where I had firsthand knowledge where the report was accurate. I don't think yelling fake news at anything is the answer. I think a better, more constructive solution is trying to focus on the intent behind those errors. If you feel like a certain reporter or news source has an obvious bias or an obvious agenda or an obvious narrative that they're trying to push, ignore them. That's crap. That's fake news. But even if they're getting it wrong, the important thing is, do they respond to those mistakes? Do they correct them? Do they apologize? Or do they pretend it never happened and keep on going?